1 week ago, I stepped on stage for my very first national bodybuilding show. And honestly, this prep was so much more different than my initial prep. So today I want to break down exactly how the show went, along with the judges' feedback and a little bit more behind the scenes of the prep. And of course, most importantly, my next steps and what I plan on doing, because no, I am not done yet. So I competed at Junior Nationals in Chattanooga, Tennessee on June 20th. My first initial show that I did was also in Chattanooga, the same location. So it kind of felt special being back in the same place where I won overall. That allowed me to be nationally qualified so I could compete at this show. In my class, which is Class A, there were 19 girls competing. So class A is up to 5'2". You guys know I'm tiny. So that is my class. I knew before I got on stage that it was 19 girls. Coach also knew, and she told me afterwards that she purposefully did not tell me how many girls were going to be up there, which again, I knew. So it was kind of funny that she was keeping it from me because she thought it would stress me out. However, got up there and placed really, really well. I did not know what I was expecting out of this show. Would it be cool to get my pro card immediately? Yes. But realistically, I know it takes time. I need to get my physique where it needs to be to earn that pro card. So leading up to the show, I did not really feel as if my physique was there yet anyways. I just wanted to get on a national stage and get feedback from the judges and also see my placements. That way my coach and I could get a good game plan to see what we need to do to move forward in the future. Basically what happens is they bring all 19 of us girls out on the stage, off to the sides, and then there's a line at the front of the stage. They start calling numbers. That is first call out. And I somehow made first call out. There were 8 of us girls in first call out. And I just remember standing on my line saying, please God, please have them call my number. That's the only thing that went through my head. I honestly think I blacked out a little bit. Like I always kind of black out a little bit on stage. I'm also new to bodybuilding, so I feel like I don't really know what's happening in the moment. It's all just kind of a blur, and then afterwards I get off stage and I'm like, wait, so that was first call out? That's good. That's what I wanted. My coach was like, girl, like, did you black out? And I'm like, yes, honestly. I was just standing there saying, please, God, let them call my number because I knew that was good. I don't know. So, out of 8 girls in first call out, I got 6th place. So initially you have prejudging and then you come back later for finals, and we were kind of hoping that I might get top 5. I was 3 points away from top 5, which that leads me to the feedback from the judge. Honestly, did not get too much feedback other than the fact that I needed to improve my pose, which is fine because I can also agree that I probably need to improve my posing. I have not ever really felt confident in my posing 100% because everyone always tells me like your front pose, you need to twist more, and I'm like, it's not comfortable. I don't look comfortable, and I feel like if you're on stage and you don't look comfortable, it's going to affect your placing. But also the judges do need you to show your shape and things like that. So the front pose has always been hard for me. Now my back pose, your girl has some hammies. My glute hammy tie-ins, those are looking decent for the Fitmodel category as well. All in all, my back pose we're good on. It's the front pose. Specifically, she said I need to make sure I'm not leaning forward. I need to be like postured back as much as possible because otherwise it just becomes boobs like in their faces. I didn't think I was leaning forward. Even if I watch back my video, I'm like, am I leaning forward? I don't think I am. I think what happened is in the comparisons in first call out, I probably overcompensated to twist more to show a smaller waist, and in doing that I probably was leaning forward, so I'm assuming that hindered me some. Also, can we just say that the girls in Class A Fitmodel are insane. Like their physiques are insane. I don't know what happened, but of course I'm in like the largest class with 19 girls. And probably because a lot of us smaller girls compete in Fitmodel. We're just small, we're tiny, we're short. But I will say I was so freaking happy with my placement because out of 19 girls, mind you, most of these girls have been competing for years, have competed in the past as bikini, and they've already been hitting like national shows this year. This is my first one. I think, according to my coach, there were some girls who didn't make first call out that had placed like top 5 at a national show. So she's like, you came in and placed higher than those girls. So this is good. We got good feedback. Let's fix your posing. That kind of brings me to next steps. Let's talk about this prep first. This prep went so much better than my first one. First prep, my body did respond, but I had to fight for it. I was eating like no carbs, doing 75 minutes of cardio every day, and barely hanging on for dear life. I was starving. Did not love the physique that I brought to stage. However, I was able to get overall. That was great. Coming to a national stage, I knew I needed to, number one, come in leaner because I needed a tighter waist. That's my area I struggle with is the abdominal area, but also my shoulders needed to pop. My first show, my shoulders weren't really there. Like we kind of realized the last second, shoot, the body fat's down and these shoulders aren't popping. They're not there. Mind you, the difference between my first prep and this prep number one, I was doing 3 lower body days. And then in this prep, we switched to 3 upper body days because we needed the shoulders to pop. So we've been working so freaking hard on my shoulders and make sure they balance out. The legs are good. I could build some more glute, especially upper glute, I think. My quads, my hammies look good. I need the balanced look with my arms, my shoulders, and then the tighter abdominal area. Trying to body build where I need to be for the Fitmodel criteria obviously changes as the division develops more and as I evolve as an athlete myself. So this prep looked a little bit different. I also handled it a lot better as far as being hungry. I didn't have to do as much cardio. My carbs did get pretty low towards the end, but it's all been manageable. Leading up to the show, even 2 weeks before the show, I was not confident in my physique still. I wanted to be more lean. I do think the struggle in bodybuilding is that we get prep brain and we don't realize how good we look. But I'm also very realistic in the fact that I know where I need to be, and I'm just being realistic. Like, I'm not there. We got too much body fat still. And so 2 weeks leading up into the show, I was still not loving my physique. A week of my show, let me tell you about this. I get to Chattanooga. I meet up with my coach, meet her for the first time, which was so exciting. We go do a workout and a posing session. Sitting there doing this posing session in my head the whole time. There's a photo on my Instagram. I posted it. I hated how I looked in it, but I posted it. And you can see on my face, I'm just like, well, what am I gonna do now? Like, at this point, I'm here, I'm gonna do it, but like, I look terrible. I hate this, and I'm holding on to so much water weight. I looked puffy, swollen. Mind you, I live in Nashville, and the show is in Chattanooga. I drive. It's not like I'm flying. Was my water up more? Yes. I wasn't necessarily drowning myself in excess water that I hadn't already been drinking leading up to my show. It was just one of those things I was going to power through it. Let me get judges' feedback. And then I wake up on the morning of my show with a flat stomach. I don't know how, because I will bloat I just bloat like crazy sometimes. My coach and I were like, this is great. This is exactly what we needed. And I suddenly was like so confident in my look and proud of where I was at for the first time. And I don't know how it happened, but it did. I woke up and it was good enough for show day. So we kind of made the executive decision to not eat a lot of food. I wasn't really that hungry and I was like, I can do it. Do I want to do it? No, but yes, it's worth it to have a flat stomach. So I literally Went the entire show day with 2 rice cakes, a decent amount of honey, like a spoonful of peanut butter, and sips of water. Maybe like 6 sips of water total. This was a decision that I definitely vouched for as well, and we were both kind of in agreement. Let's keep this stomach as flat as possible. Now that I think about it though, I probably did need some of the carbs to get my muscles to pump because I don't think my shoulders looked as good as they could have looked. So for my next show, that's definitely something we'll take into consideration to make sure my body is actually looking the way it needs to look on stage and getting a pump ahead of time. All in all, we came, we did what we needed to do. We got that feedback. We were very happy with the placing out of 19 females with amazing physiques who've been seasoned athletes. And then we kind of came up with our next game plan. So let's talk about that. My placement and my feedback is huge for us in knowing what I need to do next. Do I stay in a prep? Do I compete again? Do I stop and go into an off season and grow my muscles, which we know I need to grow my muscles. However, I've come this far. My body's responding now the way I need to respond. I'm handling prep well. So we immediately knew I wanted to do another show, and it was okay. Are we doing the weekend of 4th of July, or do we do the end of July in Las Vegas? So you have to understand the Fitmodel division has evolved a lot, and what I thought would be a division where small girls can come in naturally and compete has kind of shifted into a much more competitive space where these girls aren't natural anymore. I personally am not willing to get on heavy drugs to compete because I do want to be a mother. And I also want to take care of my body as best as I can. I want to stay true to myself as well. And I feel like right now, this is the body I would want even if I wasn't competing in bodybuilding. That's why I feel like I'm still staying very true to myself, what I want just in general goals in life. But there's that fine line that gets pushed once you're in bodybuilding where it's like, come this far, want to be able to compete at a higher level. Where does that line change? Where do my boundaries shift? Where's the gray area? My coach is basically like, hey, we can continue competing. However, just remember, it's going to be really hard to keep muscle mass on because you are in a calorie deficit for an extended period of time and you don't have anything helping you really to build that muscle and maintain it. That's a real conversation I think a lot of athletes have. And yes, it's going to be harder for me to compete because I don't want to be on the heavy drugs, steroids. I don't want to do that. It is a little frustrating seeing where the division has gone, where it's like, to compete at high level, you almost have to be now. It's crazy. Like, these girls are on stuff, and I'm not just saying that. All of that aside, I want to stay true to myself, enjoy the journey, take care of my body, not have any regrets. I'm pushing my body as far as we can go. If I can compete at the top level, I would love that. We'll see what my body's capable of, honestly, because there's just certain things that I'm probably not going to budge on to make it happen where other competitors will, and they have that advantage over me. So good for them. I'm going to get really serious for a second because another thing that I do want to talk about is just the mental aspect of it, because the journey has been beautiful and I've grown a lot as a human being. I don't want to get emotional. I'm in prep, okay? So I'm a little emotional. I feel like bodybuilding has consumed my life, especially from March until now. Coming into 2026, I told myself that I was not going to let it consume my life so much that I was not going to travel. I think in previous years, I sidelined traveling because I knew it would be hard to stay on track with my food and get my workouts in. That took a toll on me mentally. And so I decided in 2026, I'm going to bodybuild, but also travel, which has been great because in my prep, I think I've taken 3 trips, like 3 flights. I couldn't have done that previously. I've gotten a little bit better about balancing life, but at the same time, it wasn't until after my show. So after this last weekend, I had to sit down and have a real conversation with myself. I sat down with my coach and talked about my future. But I needed to have that conversation with myself. I had really been focusing so much on bodybuilding that I think I lost a grasp on reality of my normal everyday life with work, with my relationship, my future, and anything else outside of bodybuilding. Felt like I was waking up, eating, breathing, sleeping, bodybuilding. Consumed my mind all day long because when you're in prep, it is just like a daily checklist. I have to get 12.5K steps in. Okay, I need to get my meals in. Okay, I need to prep my next meal. Okay, I need to get to the gym and do my workout. Okay, I need to do my recovery and make sure I'm stretching, any massages, and seeing the chiropractor. I need to go get my cardio in. And it's just this never ending list that needs done every single day. I truly went 0 to 100 with it. And I can say that's great. But I have a normal life outside of bodybuilding that I need to be present for. I wasn't. I was so mentally checked out this prep. But as soon as that show was done and we talked about my next steps and staying in prep right now, I said, okay, I have to balance life. My body clicking finally does help. That's like a weight lifted off my shoulders of like, okay, my physique is coming in. I just kind of need to maintain this right here. I feel like I'm doing so well mentally right now. I've been getting up earlier and getting my cardio and getting my workout in. So come later in the day, I can be more present and feel like my house is clean and I'm here for my partner and I'm not just so consumed only with bodybuilding. I feel like I can get back to my work 100% and be there for my team 100%. I was during this last prep there for my team, but I'm in sales and I really didn't care about my own sales numbers because I wanted to focus on my prep. Long term, I mean, think about it. I'm already 6, 7 months into the year. By the time I do my next show, I can't fully put my work on the back burner like that. Having a little pep talk with myself woke me up to reality. The sun has been shining brighter. The air feels lighter. Does that make sense? I don't even know. Life just feels better. And it took me getting real with myself. Already balancing work, life, bodybuilding, relationships a lot better just in the last week. I feel so freaking excited. Like, I go to the gym now and I'm excited to work out. I genuinely am like, I get to do this and blessed and thankful. And I can probably get emotional right now. I feel like I am a little bit. So I'm like, whew, we gotta stop. It's just been really good. I think I needed that show last week to prove to myself that I can compete at a higher level. I think I need this next show to prove to myself that I can balance both of them. And obviously, the goal now for me and my coach is to see me win my pro card. Like, we would love that. And I've worked really hard. I started bodybuilding a couple years before I even got on stage. Not necessarily like this has happened fast. Yes, my first show I got overall, I went straight to nationals and placed very well at my first national show. But it's still been a lot of behind the scenes of me doing the uncomfortable, hard things day in and day out. And it wasn't really working. My body wasn't responding. Stuck with it. I stuck with my coach. Now we're here. Now we want to go there together. I am excited to see in this next show where I place. That way we have more of a game plan just moving forward for bodybuilding because that will help me even in my personal life balance everything better. If I feel like I have a grip on where bodybuilding is going for me, I guess.
10 minutes my left nut, dude. What the
Who
fuck?
says that?
That's a thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I am wrapping up. I'm doing my
What's that? I wanted to hang with you. And you've been gone all day.
Here I am talking about how I'm doing better at balancing bodybuilding, my personal life. Granted, I had a baby shower, so.
Okay, I'm gonna go up.
Okay, let me just finish my outro. I gotta pee anyway, so I'm almost done. Oh man, now I feel like a failure. Thanks. Overall, I am incredibly grateful for the experience and the journey. Getting to step on my second stage ever with what I would say is an amazing outcome and something I'll never forget. And obviously, there's so much more room for improvement, but I am very proud of myself. I always talk about living in the gain and not the gap. So I feel like if I look at the gain, there's been so much in the last couple of years. Gap, we're gonna conquer it. So we're just gonna keep going. It's time to get back to work. I'm kidding, I've been at work. We haven't stopped. And the goal is just to come back better this next time. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you have any questions about prep, competing, the experience at a national show, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share anything that you can do to help your girl out. And I will see you in the next video.